the course of principal management. I think this is conducted by Miss Linh, Miss Phước Văn Hạnh, thầy Tung, yeah, thầy Thớ, yeah, okay. Already, well, okay. So you already know about principal management. Principal management guide you what are the principles how you can manage your employee, right? Thuyết quản trị. So if you already undertake the course of principal management, you should remember, you may remember chapter number 2. Chapter number 2 about principal management. I don't know the name exactly, but it tell you about like the theory, right? The theory about project management, about management. So I think most of you guys will find a little bit boring, right? Because you study about Taylor, you remember Taylor theory, Max Weber, I don't know exactly name of this guy. You may remember theory S theory Y, remember? What are the theories that you remember? Maslow hierarchy of needs. Any memory about this theory? These are the theory in the management. Theory is mean nguyên lý, cái thuyết quản trị. If you want to be the manager of the human resource department, right? You had to be master. You had to be a master of this theory. Okay, this is quite boring if you did not connect it to practice. But if you connect to the practice, you may find it outstanding. We may talk about this guy. If you remember the face of this guy, we have Taylor. Frederick Taylor, not Taylor Swift. Frederick Taylor. Max Weber, I think. And Henry Fell. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, luckily, they have this guy. This one very clear. Okay. The first guy is Frederick Taylor. Second is Henry Fell, and the last one is Weber. So what are these guys? They are some guy that is the father and the mother. Okay, sorry, father of classical management. Thuyết quản trị cổ điển, right? Classical management. So among three guys here, you had to remember Frederick Taylor. Khi mà các bạn học cái môn Principal Management ấy, được bao nhiêu điểm thì không biết, bao nhiêu điểm cũng được hết. Nhưng mà học xong thì phải nhớ soái ca của làng quản trị đó là Frederick Taylor. Nếu như mình không biết Frederick Taylor là ai thì coi như mình chưa học môn đó. Ok, những bạn sau này muốn học HRM mà không biết hỏi về Frederick Taylor, không đọc vanh vách cái tiểu sử của ông này thì coi như là thôi bỏ rồi. Ok, so who is Frederick Taylor? As I said, he is the father of classical management, the earliest theory about management, the most classical one. So what did Taylor say? Okay, who is the principle about management of Taylor? Okay, what did Taylor say? We have Taylor, Principal Taylor in like 1911. Okay, it relates more to management, so it may be boring, but who cares? We'll find very interesting. Taylor, we find him in 1911. So we talk about the way that he can manage a project. right here, okay, because we study project management. So here I will mention the way, the techniques that he applied to manage his project, okay. So what is the theory of Taylor? I will not tell you exactly what the textbooks say, but I tell you based on the experience and based on the meaning, based on the logic of mine, okay. So Taylor, here his principle, he tricked the employee, his employee, like a machine, like robot. Okay, what does it mean by he tricked employee like machine and robot? This means that he just need to pay his employee salary, and he demands that all the employee will follow the work. Okay, pay employee the salary only, not as a beneficial. Okay, and like he tricked the machine and robot. This means that he tried to find the best way to complete a project. Okay, and he teach the employee follow exactly step by step. Okay, this means he teach how to work step by step. Okay, so you see that if we follow the principle concept of Frederick Taylor, you see this is out of date now, maybe out of date now, because you see that in my class I even do not, I do not follow the concept of Taylor, right? I do not teach you step by step to solve a problem. I teach you how you can think, how you can brainstorming about a problem. Okay, because I want to foster your creativity. I want your creativity. I want your flexibility. Maybe you will find a better way compared to me, my way, to solve any problem. Okay, so that I don't limit your capability in solving any problem. Totally different from Taylor. Taylor teach how to work step by step by apply the formula, for example. That's why we call them, he tricked the employee like machine. Okay, so this is the Taylor and very classical. Okay, so this is the father of principle management. But in reality, contradict to what principle management could say to you. The Taylor is the first one, right? I will not say this. We have many other principle management that earlier than Taylor. Okay, for example, I will talk about like about 2500 before Christ, năm 2500 trước công nguyên. This means that we consider a kind of people who are like 4,000 years older than us. We talk about the pyramid of Giza, kim tự tháp Ai Cập, right? Do you know it? The Giza, the pyramid of Giza in Egypt. So this is like the earliest evidence they found about project management. So you may wonder, and others may wonder, how the people at that time can build like even the very big wonder of the world like the Giza pyramid here, right? Have you ever wondered that, right? Làm sao người ta có thể xây dựng cái kim tự tháp Ai Cập được các bạn? Người ta là 4.522 tuổi, già hơn chúng ta, đúng không? How they can do that? Tại vì các bạn biết là even bây giờ chúng ta làm những cái dự án là chúng ta làm rất là lâu, đúng không? Làm cái metro nó cũng lâu, làm gì nó cũng lâu hết. Làm sao người ta có thể làm được 4.500 năm trước? Okay, so if we date back into the last 4,000 years ago, we may see the evidence about project management here. This is in the Great Pyramid of Giza. Okay, you see the first figure here. I just gave you the illustration. So you see that before the emergence of project management or its history, any organization run on the basis of relationship or based on the connection and trust that built over years, right? So this is the time when the project management related activities were performed without using any software, any computer, any records that were maintained on paper, right? So planning for on project were usually done by skilled technical person, and complex projects were taken up by experts themselves. But here when you visit the here, for example, I gave you example about the Egyptian, the Giza pyramid of pharaohs. Similar example we can mention about the Parthenon of Athens, đền Parthenon ở Hy Lạp các bạn. Parthenon không phải là Pantheon là ở Pháp, Parthenon là ở Hy Lạp. So we mentioned about the Giza pyramid and Parthenon at the same time. Okay, so you see that here. So how the people at that time can build the pyramid? Okay, so these are the ways that they can manage the project. So the method here, they focus on manager. Okay, so focus on the word manager. So I track here, I track using the chart that draw by myself. Okay, I track you here and I write down here, you pay attention here. I list out what is the project we mentioned about. The project here we mentioned about pyramid and what are the methods that we apply. We focus on manager. Okay, and we will see how we can what are the project nowadays and what are the methods you apply in the project management. So back to Giza pyramid. The project here is the pyramid, many pyramid, the bigger as the smaller, and the method here they focus on the manager, quản lý. So here we see that the pyramid had four sides, right? Four face. And many evidence shows that we have one manager for each side. Chúng ta có kim tự tháp, chúng ta có 4 mặt đúng không? Không kể cái mặt mình nó ấp xuống đất thì mỗi manager sẽ quản lý một cái mặt của kim tự tháp. Đấy. And here we see that I cut one pyramid here. For example, we have 2,000 yen. Okay, 2,000 grill organs here. Grill here we mentioned about slave, right? Knowledge and other like other worker, not only slave. We also have other skilled worker who build this pyramid. So 2,000 crew here. The manager divide 2,000 crew into two groups here. The first group and the second group. Each group contains 1,000 gains. Okay. And under each group here, 1,000 gain here, they divided into 5 smaller groups. And each smaller group here contains 200 people, 200 crew. Okay, and 200 crew they will try to find to manage to move a stone, for example, and to connect the stone to the pyramid itself. Okay, so you see that here we focus the method. Here we focus on the management, the manager. This is the method of Egypt. We come to the next spot time here. We come to 208 before Great. We talk about Great One of China, Vạn Lý Trường Thành, built by Tần Thủy Hoàng, right? Okay, so the project here I mentioned here is Great One of China, and the method here I focus on the workforce is divided into groups. This is the method. Khoan lý khoan. Okay, so we see the vạn lý trường thành. In the Chinese word, we call it quan li quan quan. Okay, so you see that, you may see that, you may wonder that what are the raw materials that is combined in the Great Wall of China. You may see brick and stone, right? Brick and stone, gạch và đá. Okay, but surprisingly, besides stone and brick, we also find some other raw material. Here we see that we have the earth and we have the wood as well. It's for the connection between stone and brick here. And the labor fort here, we see that we have soldier, we have war prisoner, okay, who is the workforce who build the Great Wall of China. And here we focus on the management of time, of people, and of material. This is the way that they can complete this project, right? And next we come to, later we talk about U.S. Transcontinental Railroad. I just list out some most famous, some most outstanding project you may know. U.S. Transcontinental Railroad is đường sắt xuyên lục địa đầu tiên ở Mỹ, bắt đầu ở Mỹ các bạn. And later we talk about Frederick Taylor. Okay, so when you study principal management, you see that Frederick Taylor is the who born the management concept. But it's not true, because before Frederick Taylor, we have many other projects. Okay, we come back to 4,000 years ago. So the most evident you find in the Frederick Taylor, maybe in McDonald's, Amazon, okay, Ford company, the car company. In the Vietnamese lecture, I tell you the case of McDonald's, how McDonald's can apply the concept of Frederick Taylor. You may revisit if you want. Okay, so we jump into this one, 1917. 1917. We talk about Gann diagram of Henry Gann, developed by Henry Gann. This is out of chapter 12 about the main content of chapter 12. We will talk about Gann diagram in 1917. And 40 years later, we have the development of critical path. And 1 year later, we had the development of BERT, program evaluation reviewer technique. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There are 3 techniques that are the main content of chapter 12 that we will discuss. Okay, Gann that I will tell you what are Gann diagram, and I will tell you what are critical path and PERT. PERT is the shortened form of program evaluation review technique. Okay, so remember Gann, critical path. Critical path for short we can write CPM, critical path method. Okay, so again, wake up again. Okay, okay. So here we are in this chapter we will study about Z3 technique. Okay, and before we jump into the main content, I would like to show you my favorite toy, which is teddy bear. Okay, I will show you how we can produce teddy bear. So for example, I will show you the example project here. how to complete a teddy bear. Okay, I will walk you to a tour of Vermont teddy bear in Selburne. So watch carefully about what are the steps you need to complete if you want to make a teddy bear. Okay.
Vermont Teddy Bear is based in Shelburne, but because the company specializes in direct-to-consumer sales, they're focused on making products that people all around the U.S. want to buy.
I'm not interested in selling $9.99 plush. I'm interested in selling a premium product that's handmade in Vermont to consumers that buy from all over the country.
Their factory tours feature a fantasy assembly line and a teddy bear hospital that shows off the product's lifetime guarantee. But the actual process takes 13 or more production staff, many of them new Americans, to assemble about 500 teddy bears a day. First, a worker cuts out pieces of fabric that will become the bear's body parts. She uses a die and a press to cut through multiple layers of fur at once. Those pieces move on to a team of stitchers who use sewing machines to build each body part. Because the parts are unique to each size and shape of bear, the company can't use any automated sewing. Each part is stitched manually. The head is the most complicated. Workers attach the ears and eyes to each head, one by one, which the company says makes every bear's face a little unique. The workers turn each body part inside out. Then they head to the stuffing room. Each part gets individually stuffed with a plastic filling made from recycled water bottles. The plastic arrives at the factory in 650-pound bales. Workers load the filling into a machine that shreds it into loose fibers and feeds into the stuffing machines on the other side of the wall. The company estimates that about 28 recycled water bottles go into filling each bear. The bear parts head back to the assembly area, where workers install wooden hinges that let the bear's arms and legs rotate. They use a custom-built machine to attach the joints to the bear's body. The bear heads back to the stuffing room, where workers fill its body. Then its final stitches are made by hand.
Stitching, sewing has become lost in our society. I had to take home economics to be able to graduate from high school. That's not a requirement anymore. My mom and dad would drop me off at my grandmother's house for the summer on Lake Dunmore, and on rainy days, we'd stitch quilts.
The company brings the same techniques to the pricey clothes and accessories that let customers personalize their bears. They also make special edition bears with nearly every accessory made by hand. This year, they'll make 35 of their annual holiday bear, which retails for $599. You can buy bears at the factory, but the company's focus has always been direct sales.
Using radio, TV, catalogs, now social media, digital media, to have a one-on-one connection with the consumer and doing it one at a time.
Radio marketing has been a major part of that formula since the company was founded in the early 1980s.
If you put a radio spot out on a commute time in a metropolitan area, the phone rings. literally. Like we have people with headsets on ready to take the call.
Now, online sales and social media play more of a role, but the company is still focused on reach.
Okay, we stop here because it's enough. So you get the overall view about what are the steps to complete the project of teddy bear, right? Okay, so we will use this example, exactly this example, to walk into our chapter 12 about project management. Okay, so I will guide you how you can conduct Gantt, CPM, and PERT based on the example of completing a teddy bear. So today, for today's lecture, I will tell you about CPM and PERT. Later, in the next week, we will discuss about Gantt chart. Okay, today CPM and PERT, and Gantt next week. So I will show you first what are they look like. Okay, so for the first one, ZE Gantt chart, you have to draw something like this, and ZE burst CPM. Okay, so here you look at the chapter outline again, and you see that ZE from the textbook, the name of the techniques that from part number 2 and part number 3, you see that they use PERT and CPM as the couple. PERT, CPM, right? So you look at part number 2, PERT, CPM, okay? So in this chapter, we consider PERT, CPM are similar as the couple, okay? So when I talk about PERT, this means I talk about CPM as well. In practice, in reality, they are different, small different. But in this chapter 12, in theory, in concept, we will treat they are the same. Okay, per CPM. So I will call them per CPM. So today we talk about per CPM and part number 2 first. Okay. And later, in the next week, we will talk about bird cost. In the bird cost, we apply Gantt chart. So we have the Gantt chart is inside the bird cost. Okay, again, we will not focus on the slide because it's difficult for you to follow with me. So that I will start on again. So for the example of vermin teddy bear, you see that the way that we conduct project management, is the way that we break down the whole project into smaller steps, into smaller tasks or smaller steps. Okay, and you have to complete these small steps in order to complete the whole project. Regard our project of assignment number 7, you may break down into like version of 1 star. Okay, step 1. Step 2 is the version belong to 2 star. The next one is the version of 3 star, and the last step is the 4 star. Okay, you might assign someone into this step. Like here we have drop of Huy Anh, for example. Huy Anh will show Z3, Z2, ZA instruct Huy Anh will instruct Z2 step. and we have Trang, and we have Trọng here. Okay, so assume that we have a group of 3 students here, and I will assign this one. And you have to apply BERT and CBM and GAN as well to manage how you can complete my assignment number 7. Okay. So for the Vermin teddy bear, come back to Vermin teddy bear. Okay, so I will break down the whole project into small tasks. I will break it down. I will here. The spotlight here is break down. Remember, I break down into steps. So here I will give you this step here. Suppose that my Vermin teddy bear had 3 parts. The first one is the body part. The second part is clothes, right? Clothes. The gown, for example, I want to buy a teddy for to celebrate the graduation of my student. So I order the customized teddy bear so that it will include a body part, a clothes part, and accessory. Accessory part. Okay, I need some people, some labor to work on the part as well. Okay, so for the first part, if I want to complete the body, I had to cut fur, right, in 2 days. So after cut fur, I will stop and sew fur in 6 days. A lot of work here. We have some skilled worker here, right? So this is for the body part, right? And next, I need to conduct the material part. In order to cut material, cut fabric for my clothes, I need 2 days. Fabric for t-shirt, for example. And then I had to sew glove, right? I need 2 days as well. Next, okay, 6 for glove part. No, I want to embroider something on this, like the name, so that I embroider t-shirt, and it's take me 2 days. Okay, 6 for the clothes part. Next, for the accessory part, cut accessory, 1 day. And next, I sew accessory, 2 days. Okay. After I complete all 3 parts here, I will combine all 3 parts together, and I direct the beers, right? In 3 days. Okay. Someone will help me with packaging 1 day, and someone will help me with shipping activity for 1 day. So, again, I will break down the whole project from the time of producing to the time that I receiving the teddy bear into smaller tasks. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 tasks. Okay, here as follow, and I gave you the duration as well. Okay, I ask you, how long? Okay, what is the shortest time or the earliest time you can ship me? I can receive a teddy bear. Again, when is the earliest time? The earliest time that I can receive a teddy bear. How many days? Let's see. If you see project management is easy, so let's see, help me.
It's 22 day, right?
22 days. So we have the first answer is 22 days. Any other idea? Assume that we have many students in our class and you receive the order from me, okay? And you want to test this project, so by you offer me with the shortest time to complete the project. So Trang offer me, I had to wait 22 days. Okay, Giang offer me with 13 days. Any other? Let's see, I will accept the order from which one? Okay, so you see, it's not very easy as you look. Okay, so I will show you how we can use BERT and CPM to manage this project. So here I will write down here project scheduling. Something that I write down here might be different from the textbook. Yes, it's different from the textbook. Like the step I list out here, like the name of each step I list out here are different from the textbook. You can follow whatever you want. What makes you easy to understand, you can follow this one. Okay. We have step number 1. For step number 1, you have to list out important tasks here. Important or critical tasks here to complete the project. Okay, so I will make some denotation here. I will denote the cut for A activity A. Okay, for you, so we can write easy, quick. Start and cipher B, C, D, E, F, G, S, I, and J. Okay, so we have 10 activity here. So you list out the significant tasks here because you do not need to identify them because I provide you already. A, B, C, to G, right? 10 tasks. This is step number 1. Okay, so step number 2. You had to define the relationship, the connection between the tasks. Define what do I mean about relationship and connection here? You have to decide which one follow or precede each other. Okay, so in order to build the relationship or the connection between the tasks here, I will draw the table. So that we can easy to follow. So I will draw a table. So you can make it by yourself with me. So try to do it by yourself. So here we have 10 activity. So I advise that you should draw like 11 row because we have the first row for labeling, right? my table is so big. Okay, so the first column I will write here is denote. How I can denote the task here. So we have A, B, C. Okay, the first row, the first column, sorry. The second column is the description or activity. Here, for you to easy to follow, here you just write down here the description here, cut fur, right? Sew and stuff fur. Next one is cut fabric. Next is sew fabric. Embroider. Next one is cut accessory. Sew accessory. Direct spear. Packaging. And the last one is shipping. Okay, so here I will build up the relationship here. Okay, are you following me well, class? Because we are on some critical step here for chapter 12. So tell me, whenever you get stuck, just tell me immediately. Are you following me well? Are you alive, class?
Yes.
Okay. Except Trang, Giang, Huy, Anh. Yeah. Everybody, are you alive? Of course you are alive, Giang. You just text me. How about other? Okay. Chỗ nào mình get stuck thì stop cô liền ha, nói cô liền. Đừng để cô nói xong hết cái hỏi cô ơi, em không hiểu ở đâu, dạ không hiểu ngay từ đầu. Là cô bánh à. Okay, so the third column. The third column, you just leave it empty for me. Okay. The last one you write here is immediate. A predecessor. Which means that here, this column, we will write down some activity need to complete before we undertake this step. Again, what we write down here? Immediate predecessor. We write down here the step need to be complete before you start step A. Okay, you start step A because it is the column, is the row of step A, right? So what are the last step, the previous step, the immediate previous step before you need to complete before you start to cut fur? Class. This is the task for you. You need to write down, not me. Bây giờ mình muốn bắt đầu mình cắt da lộn, da để may con gấu. Thì trước đó mình cần phải làm gì cả lớp?
I think there's no step before cutting fur.
No step before, yes. Okay. If no step before, you just write down here. Just leave it empty. Or just write down here. Okay, empty. So let's talk about step B. What are the steps before step B? A. Good job. What are the steps before step C?
Nothing.
Yes, I got the correct answer, but I wait for other. So in order to start to cut fabric, what are the tasks you need to complete? You need to complete cut first. No relation. You start to complete the sew and stuff first. No relation at all. Bây giờ cắt fabric, bây giờ các bạn cắt vải để may cái quần áo á, thì các bạn có phụ thuộc vào cái bước mà các bạn đi cắt cái da của con gấu không, hoặc là các bạn may cái con gấu không? Ủa liên quan? Đâu liên quan gì đâu, đúng không? D. What are steps before D?
C.
Okay, so you get, maybe you got this one, so fill it quickly. How about E? To embroider, so you need to finish which one? D, right? Yeah. How about F? No, again. G, the before are F, right? Okay. How about the rest beer? Pay attention. The rest beer. What are the steps need to be complete before you start to dress the beer?
I think D and F.
D and F. D and F.
No, D
Oh.
and G.
D and G. D and G. Any other idea? Let's think about it that way. In order to dress beer, you need to complete all three parts: the body part, the accessory part, and the clothes part. So which is the step? Is the ending step of body part? Trang ơi, which is the ending step of the body part? B, right?
Yeah.
Bây giờ các bạn muốn dress cái con bia ấy, thì các bạn phải có 3 cái phần trước đó hoàn thành xong, chủ sau dress rồi, đúng không? Phải có cái thân.
Understand.
Okay. So anybody else, you get stuck on this one? The correct answer is B, E, G. Absolutely. I bet you. Tell me. Who gets stuck on this one? Okay, so far so good, huh? The next one, H. And the next one, I. Okay, very easy, right? So if I gave you this kind of problem like this on your final exam, it's very easy. Okay, and your step number 2 is just like this. So let's see our assignment. What will it look like? Here. Where our assignment? Okay, here. Assignment for chapter 12. I did not upload it for you. But here is the 2-star question. Pay attention. 2-star question. Huang Zhao, the manager of Guangdong Stadium, want to re-innovate the stadium. Ông này ông muốn bóc dỡ một cái sân vận động và ông xây lại cái sân vận động. So regarding the innovation of the stadium, it's a much more complicated project compared to the project of Teddy Bear. So for the project of Teddy Bear, you can easily understand, you can get it right way based on your common knowledge, based on your common sense, sorry. But for the stadium, you must rely on my case study, on the information that I provide you to make the connection between the activity. Okay, so for some re-innovation of the stadium, I gave you the critical task. Of course, I had to give you the critical task here, and I denote it with number. Here, you look at this one. I gave you the step number 1. Okay. The process typically begins with a revision on task and insurance structuring to prevent unwanted consequences during the construction. This is step number 1. I gave you the definition at the end of the sentence. So this is step number 1. This is followed by 2 tasks: installation of precast components that serve as the foundation. Number 2, next soil excavation to create more stadium 6 and skyport. Number 3. I take a lot of time to write out this one. So please careful if I put the trap here. Okay, so you have to read every word carefully to build the relationship. What are the steps follow or what are the steps precede each other? Okay. Okay, so here are the step number 2. We come to step number 3. After we build the relationship, we have step number 3. Step number 3 is that you have to allocate time to each task. Okay, you allocate the time to each task. So I just fill up the empty columns that I save here. This is for duration. So for the duration, what is the duration? I already gave you the information about duration. You just need to copy it down on the table. Okay. 2 days, 6 days, 2 days, 2 days, 2, 6, 2, 2, 2, 1. 2, 6, 2, 2, 2, 1. 2, 3, 1, 1. Duration, if we take the summary of all the duration here, we get 22 days. But is it the shortest time to complete the project? Let's see. Okay, so this is step number 3. Okay, but it is not the end of step number 3 because we have the problem here. Okay, we have 2 situations that happen. The first is you have the, like, you know the duration, okay, for sure. Okay, so it means that the time is deterministic. You know for sure, absolutely 100% that you will complete the step of cut fur in 2 days, seal and stop fur in 6 days, and for other. Okay, so I call the first situation here is the time is deterministic. You know for sure about the duration. Okay, like the case that if you want to complete the some question in assignment number 7, you know, like for example here anh will tell me that he need to spend 2 days to solve all the assignment of 3-star and 4-star problem. Okay, this is the first case. But how about the second case? You are not sure about the duration. You will complete each task. Okay, you're not sure because you cannot measure the complexity of the project, right? You don't know. So what are the problems that may happen unexpectedly during the time that you complete the project, right? Thì cái trường hợp đầu tiên là các bạn chắc chắn các bạn biết được cái thời gian các bạn sẽ hoàn thành, đúng không? Thì cái này trường hợp này nó khá hiếm xảy ra trong thực tế. Trường hợp thứ hai nó more often. Ví dụ như là các bạn làm những cái bài tập trong chapter 7, đúng không? Thì Huy Anh được assign là những cái bài tập 3-star và 4-star. Thì khi mà được hỏi thì how long Huy Anh sẽ làm xong những cái bài tập trong phần 3 sao và 4 sao. Thì làm sao biết được? Thì làm mới biết được cô put how many steps out there chứ, đúng không? Lỡ làm xong quá trời step. Ban đầu nói là 2 ngày for sure, nhưng mà sau khi làm thấy struggle thấy tiêu rồi thì phải expand thêm nhiều ngày nữa, đúng không? Thì trong trường hợp đó thì nó thuộc về trường hợp thứ hai. So we have some probability because you don't know exactly the complexity level of your step, right? So here I gave you three scenarios that happen. The first scenario, this is the optimistic, the most optimistic time. This means it is the perfect condition. Okay. Huy will tell me that he needs 2 days to complete the 3 and 4 star assignment, chapter 7. Okay. 6 is the perfect time. Means indicates that you gave no track and no challenge here. Okay. So this is the first, the optimistic time. Like 2 days, for example. I denote this one a variable. The second is the pessimistic time. Okay. Hey miss, I don't know exactly how many track you put here, so that you need to give me 10 days to complete 3 and 4 star. So this is the case of imperfect, totally imperfect condition where a lot of negative unexpected events happen. Okay. So like 10 days, I denote this one is B. Okay. And the last scenario is, hey miss, I don't know. Maybe the most likely I will complete this one in 5 days. Most likely. Okay. Most likely to happen. Like 5 days. I denote this one is M for most likely. So tell me, which one is the shortest time and which one is the longest time? A, B, F, which is the shortest and which is the longest and which is in between? What are the problem? Which is the shortest time and which is the longest time here? Sao vậy mấy đứa? Chiều nay vừa ngủ vừa học đấy hả?
2 days and 10 days.
Of course, we have A is the shortest and B is the longest, and M is in between, right? So I gave you the formula. To calculate the expected duration. So the expected duration that you need to fill out in this column, okay? You can apply the formula. Expected time equal to A plus 4M plus B all divided by 6. You will get expected time. Okay. Somebody may ask me, where did the formula coming from? Where did the formula come from? This is from the distribution. We have some kind of distribution that called beta distribution. It's not like a bell shape. Yeah, it's bell shape, but it's not a symmetry. The beta distribution somewhat like this. Okay. So I gave you how to calculate the expected, which means the mean time, right? Calculate by this formula. So please remember this formula. Okay. For example, okay, here. The information below is provided for each task in a currently order, optimistic, most likely, pessimistic time estimate. Okay. For the first row, I list out for step number 1, I had 20, 30, 40. Okay. And 10 and 1,400. You don't need to pay attention to the last two point, last two number. The first three, optimistic, most likely, and pessimistic. Tell me, what is the expected duration to complete step number 1? Applying formula. A, let 4n, let B, on divided by 6. Give me the result quickly. Bingo, ok. Các bạn ơi, các bạn còn sống tốt chứ nhỉ? Chưa gì hết mà, sao lớp mình chiều nay sao sao không có active gì hết trơn vậy? It's enough Giang ơi. It's okay for you. Giang đừng nói được không Giang? Bạn khác sao? Nói đi chứ sao để Giang nói hồi vậy mấy đứa? Mấy đứa không nói để Giang nói. Any problem here class? Very good job Huy Anh. Are you sure? Okay, let me check. Are you sure class? Okay. Haha. Very good job. So you see, take the example. Don't wonder why the formula comes from. Okay, I tell you this is from beta distribution. In the slide, I also have one slide for beta distribution if you care about this. Okay, 6A, step number 2. Step number 3. Okay, and we come to step number 4. Okay, 6A, the step that you need to pay most attention. Step number 4. Cả lớp ơi, dạy chỉ vẽ ha. Cái này mà không dạy là không vẽ được, là to. I will draw the test DBA first, and I will give you another problem for you to practice right in the class. Okay. Step number 4, what is it? Step number 4, I will tell you how you can draw the network. Connecting on tasks. Okay. With the time assignment for each task. Okay. So the network connecting on tasks with time assignment, time allocation here, A, the BERT and CBM, and GAN as well. I will help you to draw 3 type network here: GAN, BERT, CBM. Okay. So because we study GAN for the next week, so today I will tell you how you can draw the BERT CBM first. Okay, so in order to draw the BERT CBM, you have to complete the first 3 steps before. Identify the critical task. Second is assign, build the relationship or connection. The third one is assign the time duration. And next, you can draw the network now. Okay, so BERT CBM. Okay, so this is the shape of the BERT CBM. Okay, first you draw line, you draw the start point right here. Okay, you look at the table here and tell me how many branches that coming from the start. The branch that coming from the start point, which is the step that you can start immediately. What is it, class? What are they?
They are A, C, and F.
Very good job. So how many branches are there, Trang ơi?
There are 3.
3. Okay, so I will draw 3. Okay, I will draw 3. So here, I will write down here A, C, and F, right? So I write at one extreme, this is for tại một đầu á. A là chúng ta ghi task, một đầu còn lại chúng ta ghi cái duration. At one extreme of the box, I write down the task, the denotion of task, and at another extreme of the box, I write down the duration. Okay, so you can write down here A2, C2, F1. Okay, so let's see next. Okay, you can draw B next, right? B follow A, right? So you will, okay, I will copy the box here, the table here for you. Okay, rồi. Okay, so next I will draw B, right? B is the follower of A. B and 6, right? C already. D is the following of C. Two. F already. E is the following of D. Okay. So have a look, class. How can I draw the next one? H, the rest beer.
You make a tree line from B, A, G.
Very useful. Okay, 6A burst CVM. Okay. Burst CVM. So you look at this one and you see. Okay, so here we have the point here, the connection point here. Okay, we can divide it to the whole project into 2 points of time, before this point and after this point. So have a guess, what is the shortest time for you? You needed to complete the part before this point. I mean this part. What time is it? What is the shortest time to complete?
It is 8 days.
8 days. Right. Good. Right. So the answer is 13 days. Is the shortest day that you can offer me a teddy bear. I can receive the teddy bear in my hand, right? But here, have a look at this one. The problem happened here. Okay, so you look at here. I said that the part A, part B, for example. Okay, for the A. Okay, so you see that. You see me that. Okay, I will answer the problem from Hoa. Okay. Okay, Hoa asked me F and tree is shorter than A and B. Yes, very good job. We had 3, 1, 2, 3 here. Why is it not the shortest? But I said that A is the shortest. Right? Anyone can help Hoa with this problem?
I think because when F plus 3 finish, the stage of F plus 3 is 3 days finish, but you haven't finished the stage of A plus B, so the process haven't done yet.
Hoa ơi, have a look at this one. I ask you, what is the shortest day to complete A? A is the whole part here. Okay. We had 7 steps here. I ask you what are the shortest time to complete 7 tasks here. Okay. If you make the simple calculation from 3 parts here. So for the part number 1, A and B, we have 8 days, right? Part the second part, C, D, E, we have 6 days. And the last part we have 3 days. So if you look at this one, maybe you may notice the shortest is 3. But if you see that, if you spend 3 days for A, for the whole process here, the first step, the first part, and the second part has not complete yet. Imagine that you only spend 3 days. So how can you finish step number B? Because number A take you 3 days, 2 days, right? Number B cost you 6 days. right? In total, you had to spend 8 days to complete both A and B. But if you spend only 3 days, right? Cái chỗ này này các bạn. Tại sao trong này chúng ta có 3 cái path, tức là cái path có thể chúng ta nói là cái con đường, cái đường ấy. Thì trong cái phần A, cái process nhỏ, process sub process của chúng ta là phần A ấy, thì cô nói là nó bao gồm những cái step sau đây A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Thì cô hỏi thời gian ngắn nhất để bạn hoàn thành cái này là mấy ngày. Thì bạn thấy trong cái step, trong cái process A thì chúng ta có 3 cái path, 3 cái con đường như thế này. Có nghĩa là chúng ta có thể con đường thứ nhất thì Huy Anh có thể interact, con đường thứ hai Yến có thể interact và con đường thứ ba Giang có thể interact. Như vậy ba đứa này nó có thể bắt đầu cùng lúc với nhau, bắt đầu immediately, đúng không? Thì Huy Anh cần 8 ngày, Yến cần 6 ngày và Giang cần 3 ngày. Nhưng mà để hoàn thành cả cái process A, để hoàn thành cả cái process A thì bạn cần phải 8 ngày cơ, đúng không? Tại vì nếu bạn dành cho 6 ngày thì bạn chỉ có thể complete, chỉ có Yến và Giang complete được cái part số 2 và part số 3 thôi, chứ Huy Anh là nó chưa xong, đúng không? Hoặc là bạn nói nếu ở đây là 3 ngày thì chỉ có bạn hoàn thành thôi, chỉ có một mình Giang nó hoàn thành thôi, chứ còn Yến với Huy Anh nó chưa xong, tại vì của nó cần tới 8 ngày hoặc là 6 ngày. Do you get it, Khoa? I ask you the shortest time to complete the whole process A. So the problem happened here. So if you spend 8 days for process A, okay, so I will write down here the name of the person who in charge for you to easy to follow. The first one, the first part is Huy Anh. The set number 2 is Yến, and the last one is Giang. Okay, maybe, okay, we had 3 persons here. So all process A need to be complete in 8 days, so that after 8 days we can start H, right? We can start the next one, this one, and this one. Okay, so for the 8 day here, okay, Huy Anh had to put on the maximum effort, work all the time 8 day. How about Yến and Giang? Do Yến and Giang have any spare time to enjoy Netflix?
Yến has 2 days and me has about 5 days.
Yeah. So Yến will have 2 days to go out to enjoy the day. Giang had 5 days to play TikTok and play on Netflix, right? So the problem here is that we had the spare time, right? And we call this one is slack. Slack is the spare time. That Yến and Giang, they have free time. They do not have to work, but they can enjoy. They have free time. Okay. So you base on this one, you can see that which is the earliest time that Yến can start. Yến can start at the earliest, at immediately 0. How about the latest time? At the latest, what time Yến can start her part in order to finish in 8 days? 2 days after, right? Latest 2, right? Okay. So how about Giang, the earliest? Can start immediately 0. Or he can be lazy, right? And delay the whole process until day number, which number? 5 days later. Very good. So here we have the concept of earliest time and latest time. How about Huy Anh? Okay, we forgot Huy Anh. Earliest time 0. Latest time 0. Okay. He the one who had to put the maximum effort. Trong ba bạn này thì chỉ có Yến với lại Giang được lazy thôi. Còn Huy Anh thì nó phải làm trâu đi cày suốt 8 ngày. Đúng không? Thì mới xong được cả cái process A. Why did I consider whole process A? Because in order for you to start process B, you had to complete all the process A. Tại vì để bắt đầu điểm H đó các bạn, để bắt đầu cái H này nè, thì các bạn bắt buộc phải hoàn thành A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Đó là lý do tại sao cô tách hai cái này ra làm hai cái process riêng biệt. Cái này chỉ là một cái brainstorming của mình thôi. Còn các bạn có thể không tách. Khách nghĩ sao thì tùy. Thì mình có thể nghĩ một cách khác là ở đây là để bắt đầu cái điểm H ấy, thì chúng ta bắt buộc phải complete tất cả những cái task trước đó. Vậy thì ngày mấy sẽ là ngày sớm nhất mà tất cả những cái task trước đó nó hoàn thành, tức là ngày 8 nó xong. Okay. So when you have the problem here, we have the earliest and latest time. Okay. I introduce you the concept of earliest time and latest time. Okay. Why do you need to care about the earliest and latest time? Because if you know what are the spare time of Ying and Yang, so that you can move the two labor into another department, you can utilize Ying and Yang to another apartment for another task. Because Ying and Yang are employer, you should try to utilize the most of your employer effort. Yến và Giang trong trường hợp này thì có tới 2 ngày và Giang có 5 ngày để enjoy the day. Nhưng mà những bạn này được trả lương như nhau thì tại sao thì Huy Anh phải làm maximum mà Yến với Giang nó được relax? Thì nếu bạn làm manager thì bạn có thể dựa vào cái post CPM này để bạn có thể chuyển Yến và Giang qua cái department khác. Cho những cái công việc khác, bạn có thể utilize cái effort của Yến và Giang vào những công việc khác. Thì đó là một cái implication cho cái post CPM. Okay. We have many other implications, and we will talk about it later. But now I would like to talk about earliest time and latest time. Okay, and how can you present on the earliest time and latest time on the figure of PERT and CPM? Okay, so I gave you the example. Okay, this is the general boundary. This is the example from the textbook. You can conduct the step number 1, identify significant tasks. Step number 2, build the connection or relation. And give me the answer in the chat box. I leave you 5 minutes. Where am I answer, class? Why are you so slow? Mấy đứa ngoan kìa. Ngồi chờ mấy đứa mà cô ăn hết chén cơm luôn rồi. Để cái coi. Thầy mình làm bài vậy người ta về hết còn mình còn ngồi lại sao? Dạ. Vẽ xong chưa? Giang ơi, Yến ơi, Trọng ơi, Huy Anh, Trang. Ok. Trọng, where are you? Trọng ơi. Trọng không đi học đúng không?
Anh Trọng chuyển qua lớp thứ tư á, cô vô lớp thứ tư cô dạy tiếng Việt á.
Ok, nhưng mà lớp thứ tư cô dạy xong mất bài này rồi. Nè Trang không có đỡ cho thằng Trọng nghe chưa? Cô phát hiện thằng Trọng nó vắng rồi. Chết.
Hãy nó ngồi với em được cô.
Tự cá nhân mình nhận xét thấy mình dạy tiếng Anh cũng dễ hiểu mà ta. Okay. Chắc là không dễ hiểu lắm rồi. Hình như đi học offline mấy bạn làm nhanh hơn. Chắc là nhìn cô mấy bạn có cảm giác vẽ nhanh hơn. Oh, I wait for you so long. Okay, I will draw it by myself. Okay, because we do not have a space here. What should we do? I will draw it here. Okay, so that you can have a look at the question at the same time. Okay. So when the project begins, pay attention, I will guide you. When the project begins, okay, so when you look at the term here, you know this is the star. The building of internal component. So the building of internal component is step number A. Step A, right? This is the noun. So the verb is mean that step number A is to build the internal component. Các bạn xây dựng những cái component, internal component, đúng không? Đó là step A. So you can know that step number A start immediately, right? So that it had no immediate predecessor. Okay. When the project begins, the building of internal component A and the floor and the root modification B can be started. You read the whole sentence and you see that when the project begins, step number A and step B can be started together, right? So maybe we have together here, right? So this means that I can start B immediately as well, with no immediate predecessor. Am I going too fast, class? So one English, one Vietnamese, okay. Vietnamese. Khi mà cái project này bắt đầu thì các bạn cần phải đọc hết câu, chứ đừng có lo mà đọc câu đầu, đọc cái vế trước xong rồi mình đọc vế sau là mình bị nhầm nhé. Cố gắng đọc hết cả câu. Khi mà cái project bắt đầu thì cái việc xây dựng cái internal component và cái việc modify cái sàn và cái trần nó được bắt đầu. Và cái việc building cái component ở trong cái gì đấy, cái equipment đấy. Và cái việc thứ hai là building cái floor và cái root. Thay đổi cái floor và cái root nó được bắt đầu cùng lúc. Có nghĩa là A và B nó sẽ start immediately without những cái hành động, những cái step mà được yêu cầu trước đó, đúng không? Next, the construction of the collection stack. You don't need to know what is stack. It's useless. Okay? You just need to pay attention to word by word carefully. You don't need to understand. The construction of something. I don't know. The construction of the collection stack begins when the internal components are complete. Okay, so you see that the internal component here, what is it step? This is step A that I already denote here for you, the building of internal component. So the difficult thing is that I do not write down here in A, obviously, but you need to find out internal component of internal building of internal component, which is A. Okay, so that it means that the construction of something will begin when A complete. It means that C will begin when A complete. A become immediate predecessor of C. Okay. Cái khó trong cái bài này là cô sẽ denote cho các bạn từng cái step lần đầu tiên thôi. Còn lần thứ hai khi nó xuất hiện là các bạn phải tự biết nó là cái gì. Như vậy các bạn dựa vào cái cột mà chúng ta có cái cột description, các bạn ghi tóm tắt cái description của cái A là cái gì. Cái A là internal component building, đúng không? Thì các bạn sẽ tới cái C thì các bạn sẽ thấy là cái C construction of collection stack. Đi thi thì maybe là mình mang theo cái dictionary để mình coi thử mấy cái này là cái gì, nhưng mà thực tế là nó không cần thiết lắm đâu. Tại vì mình không phải làm việc gọi là harder mà mình phải làm việc smarter cả lớp ạ. Nó build cái gì kệ nó, các bạn đâu cần quan tâm. Cô không có chơi ác tới nỗi mà cô thay nguyên cái collection stack bằng một cái từ synonym gì đó để các bạn không phát hiện được, không tới nỗi đó đâu. Nên các bạn chỉ biết là sự xây dựng của một cái thứ gì đó, nó sẽ bắt đầu khi mà cái internal component nó đã hoàn thành. Internal component là cái bước A của các bạn. Như vậy C sẽ bắt đầu khi A đã hoàn thành. Như vậy chỗ này chúng ta ghi A là predecessor của C. Dễ mà. Cái này mà cũng cần phải hướng dẫn hả ta? Cho đi nhanh nha. Next, the boring of the new concrete floor and installation of frame. Okay, we had two activities here, but it's all about step D. Boring of the new concrete floor and installation of frame. D. Okay. Again, you don't need to understand what it is. Boring the new concrete floor and installation of frame. Ignore. Nó là gì không quan trọng các bạn ơi. Ok. Biết một chữ là được rồi. Có gì đó floor, installation of frame là được rồi. Can be done. Can be done. Since the roof and floor have been modified. So you find there's some important point here. Roof, floor, modify. Okay. What are they? Root, floor, modification, which is B. Okay. It means that D can be start when B finished. Right, so you can write here D, C, right? Right, okay. Next one. After constructing the collection stack, constructing collection stack sounds similar. What are they? Okay, here. This is C. Okay. After C, the high temperature burner can be built. E. Right. So we write down here E. E after C. Right. Is it correct? Sorry, I write down here E. A little bit B. Sorry, I made a mistake here. Ủa, ổn không cả lớp? Cái này tôi biết làm rồi nhờ. Hey, class. Okay. I think it's easy. So easy. So I need some. I had some problem to explain the easy problem. Cô giải thích cái gì đó dễ dễ, các bạn thấy cô hơi bị lắc đúng không? Dễ quá, ai biết giải thích trời. I try to finish. E, okay, E. E after C, okay. And again, I make the notice for you that you need to read the whole sentence. After constructing the collection of stacks, this means that after C, the high temperature burner can be built. This means E, and the installation of control system EF can start. Right? You can write down here. The sentence here is here. Okay. So after C, we have E and F. So this means the predecessor of E and F are C. This is the easy K class. In the final, you will see some more complicated problem, like the Quanzhou and Guangdong Stadium. Right. So next one, the evolution device can be installed. G can install. Can stop. After building the high temperature burner, EE, the concrete floor had been poured, this D, frame had been installed, where is it? This is D as well. So that G can start when E and G finish. Right? G can start when G and D finish. Right? And last one, H. After the controlling system and pollution device have been installed, control system, where is it? Pollution device is G. Where is control system, class? F. So after F and G, H can start. So we write down here is F and G. I think it's too easy, right? Do you have any problem on this step, class? Cả lớp ơi, có vấn đề gì về cái này không? Nói nghe Quyến coi. Có không? Không. Vậy mà nó kiết dễ sợ câu hỏi mà nó không trả lời. Okay, too slow. Okay, very good job. Okay, I will get it faster. So here, we can move quickly towards this one because this is the example from textbook. They gave you the 3 scenarios: optimistic, most probable, and pessimistic here. You can read the slide here, or you may calculate by yourself, and you get the expected time here. Okay, this you calculate by the formula I already provide you in advance, right? So I need to copy the expected duration here. I copy on the table of connection of tasks. Okay. Okay. So I will draw it here again for you. Quickly. Duration is 2. 6 is duration. 6 is task before. Operate immediate predecessor. A, we have nothing. B, we have duration is 3 and the task before is no. C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay, I will write out here 3. Okay, done. So you can match the burst CBM similar to the ways that I already discussed with you. Okay, but for now I will draw the more advanced burst and CBM. It means I will have you to draw burst and CBM with earliest and latest time. Okay, so let's see. Start again. So what are the activities that you can start immediately? You look at this one. We have no task before. This means we can start immediately. Right. So from start point, I can draw 2 branch, right? 2 branch lead to step A and step B. But here, instead of draw like a system, a box like this, I will draw a bigger box because I want to fill up the information about the latest, the earliest and latest time. So I will present it starts with a bigger box. Okay, and each box here I had 3 levels. Các bạn cứ nghĩ là bây giờ mình có hai cái tầng, mỗi cái box này là một cái nhà hoặc là một cái lồng hấp bánh bao có 3 tầng chẳng hạn. So this is the like I don't know how to say it. The system, the box had 3 level. Okay. So how about the format of the level here? For the first level, you write down here is the task denotation. Right here is the duration. Similar, right? For the second level, it's for the earliest time. Earliest. This one is the latest. You write down here is the earliest time to start. We write down here earliest time to finish. Thời gian sớm nhất bắt đầu và thời gian sớm nhất kết thúc. The third level is earliest time to latest time to start. And latest time to finish. Okay, this is the format. Okay. And before we fill up the earliest and latest, we need to complete the burst CBM first. So here A, B. Okay, let's draw it quickly. So we can draw C from A. D is the follower of B. Next E is the follower of C. Okay, you need to pay attention here, class. So you quickly you realize that both E and F are the predecessor of C. Sorry, are the follower of C. Okay, again, E and F are the follower of C. E và F là hai cái hoạt động sau C. So when E and F are both the follower of C, so you see that when we have two branches coming from C, okay, okay, so I write down here E and F. Next, you see that tree is the follower of D and E. D and E. So you had to connect this one, D and E, which lead to tree. And H is the follower of F and G. F and G. H, right? When you keep to draw like this one, your birth CBM become a mess. It's become a mess, right? So you need to pay attention to the allocation, how you can arrange the task, okay? And you realize that when you change the order between E and F, we have E above and F below, right? But you change the order. You put F above and E below. It's okay, right? Have a try. Like tree is the connection between D and E, right? D and E. We had tree, right? And H is the connection from F and tree. F and tree. Okay. Look like more beautiful and clear, right? So you keep the position of F above and E below. Trong cái trường hợp này thì các bạn phải chú ý khi mà các bạn vẽ thì các bạn phải nhanh trí nhận diện ra những cái vấn đề khi mà chúng ta phải sắp xếp các task của chúng ta sao cho nó làm cho cái bớt của chúng ta nó clear nhất có thể. Tại vì khi mà các bạn xếp nó không clear thì đối với những bài phức tạp thì các bạn sẽ bị lost trong cái đống messy của các bạn, trong cái đống mess của các bạn tạo ra. Thì cái này không có cái cách nào hết, không có bày được. Cái này các bạn phải nhanh trí, các bạn chuyển đổi cái vị trí của E và F thôi. Okay. So next we draw G. G is the connection between E and D. Done. Okay. Remember to put the ending point. Okay. So I complete the first level of the system, of boss here, the boss system here. So next I will fill out the second level and the third level. The second level is for the earliest time and the third level is for the latest time again. So the rule here, when you fill up the earliest, the second floor, cái lồng hấp thứ hai, cái tầng thứ hai, you start from start to end, which means from the left to the right. Start point to the end point. You start from the left to the right. You fill up from the left to the right. But when you fill up the latest time, you start from opposite side. You start from ending point back to start point. This means you complete it from the right to the left. Okay. So let's start. Pay attention. Pay attention. Very important class. Okay. So here you can see that the earliest time. You will fill up the earliest time first. So you will start here for the earliest. Okay. Later you start from here. You fill up back to the start point. Okay. So for the earliest you come from the start to the end. Okay. So the earliest. So you see that A and B start immediately. Okay. So you can write down here 0, A the earliest starting point. Right? Because 0 is the current time. How about the earliest ending point, class? How much I should write down here? Tell me, what is the earliest finish?
2.
2. You just need to plot the duration. It's equal to 2. Okay, you can fill up quickly. 3 for B. Okay, so which is the earliest start for C?
Two.
2. So the earliest finish is 4. Right? Right, okay. Next one. 4 4. Because F and E are two followers of C. So you can quickly fill up the earliest star of both F and E with 4. Easy, right? Next, 3. Problem. Pay attention. SOS, SOS. Here. 3 is the follower of E and D. Okay. So when you try to fill up the earliest time to start, you have to consider about the earliest time to finish of both D and E. Right? Do you get what I mean, class? I will write out here, okay? Fill up the earliest time to start G, okay? You care about earliest finish time of both D and E, right? Because when D and E finish, we can start G. The earliest time finish D, E, which one? What is the earliest time to finish D?
7.
7. What is the earliest time to finish E?
8.
8. Okay. So what is the earliest time to start the next step?
Is 8.
Bingo. 8. Right? Because if you start G at 7, okay, let's write down here 7. You will see it conflict. Because D from D to 3 is okay. 3 to 7 and 7 to 12 is okay. But how about E to F? E to F, which means 4 to A and A7, right? Conflict here. Okay. So you have to pick the higher one. You pick 8, let 5, 30. Next one, you fill up H. Again, H we have the same problem. Because H is the follower of both F and G. Which means you have to make the consideration between this one and this one. And you get the higher one. So which one you should write down here?
30.
13, okay. Blood 2, we have 15. Okay. So ZE from when you finish step here, you can try to answer, you can answer the question, what is the shortest time to complete this project, which is 15 days. Because 6 is the earliest time to finish, right? Okay. Let's go to the latest one. Các bạn ơi, ổn với cái earliest không các bạn? Bạn nào get stuck chỗ nào mình nói lại để mình chuyển qua cái latest nào.
Okay.
Ok ha. Từ từ mà đúng không? Đi rất là slow luôn. Chuyển qua blue color to fill up the latest. So when you try to fill up the latest, you have to start from the opposite direction, from the ending point to back to starting point. So the first action you should do is that you copy, help me to copy here. You copy it down, okay? Don't need to think anything. Cái hành động đầu tiên khi các bạn fill up cái latest, các bạn cứ copy y chang cái H cái tầng thứ 2 và tầng thứ 3 nó sẽ giống y chang nhau. Okay, Việc đầu tiên, copy from the second level to the third level, the same. Okay, and you fill it back. Okay, so here we have the early time to finish. Okay, and F and G are the follower, are the before of H, right? So you can easily to transfer it here, 13, 30. Okay, you minus the duration and you get the earliest start point, latest start point. Right? Stop here. Okay, bounce here for a moment. So you look at H, you see that latest and started. Earliest and latest are the same. The second and the third floor are the same. For J, the second and the third floor are the same, right? But for F, this one, the third floor and the second floor are different. And what is the meaning of the difference here? F for step F, the box here tells you that the earliest time to start is 4 and the latest time to start is 10. Again, the earliest time to start is 4. The latest time to start is 10. So I ask you, what are the spare time of F? Or what are the slack of F? How many days? Six days, right? Cái hoạt động F này khi mà cái tầng thứ hai và tầng thứ ba nó khác nhau thì nó cho các bạn biết đây là nó notify cho các bạn một điều là đây là những cái step mà nó có cái thời gian dư thừa. Tại vì sao dư thừa? Tại vì sớm nhất nó có thể bắt đầu từ ngày 4 và trễ nhất nó có thể bắt đầu từ ngày 10. Như vậy nó có thể delay up to 6 ngày. 6 ngày các bạn thích làm gì làm? Các bạn phải bắt đầu trễ nhất vào ngày 10. Đúng không? Okay, you can continue. Next, you can, which one? Let's see. You can fill up E and D, right? D and E, because D and E are the before, are the previous immediate predecessor of G. So you can write down here H, okay. Next, you fill up C, SOS again. C is the predecessor of F and E. So you have to consider which one you write out, 4 or 10. If you don't know, just pick 10, for example. Okay, this one is mean that finish C at 10. Okay, after C you have F and G. F can start at 10 to 13. Okay, E start from 4 to A. Not okay, because C finish at 10, but E start at 4. It's not correct, right? So the answer must be 4 instead of 10. Confused chưa cả lớp? Okay, so up to this point now you can easily to fill up the remaining. Done. Okay. So in the final exam you have the much more complicated problem. maybe you will have something like this. And it's on connected to something. Okay, maybe this one here. And maybe this one as well. So you see many connection here. Okay. Trong bài thi nhiều khi các bạn sẽ gặp một cái này như thế này. Như vậy đơn cử khi mà bạn xét cái này á, thì nó sẽ là khởi nguồn của cái này và cái thằng này, đúng không? Nói chung là trong bài thi thì bạn sẽ có cái relationship nó phức tạp hơn, nên khi mà chúng ta điền thì chúng ta phải tỉnh táo, mở mắt to hết cỡ, đúng không? Đầu óc duy trì tỉnh táo hết cỡ. Okay. So I ask you, you look at this point and you see what are the steps that do not have the spare time.
A, C, E, G, H.
Okay, A, C, E, G, H. Okay, so you see this A, the part connecting these steps do not have spare time. Okay, what does it mean? I will call this part. Okay, I will call this part. I will delete all of these because I have the note I already uploaded for you from the last class. So I will delete it here. You had the note already. So I write down here. Okay, so the critical step. What does it mean by critical step? Step with no spare time. Meaning no slack. This is a critical step. And the combination of these steps, A, C, E, G, H, I will call part A, C, E, G, H, a critical part. Okay, critical step, make up critical part. What does it mean by critical part? Why don't we call it critical? Because critical, why is it? We call it a critical part because you can delay in any of these steps. Okay, if you delay in this step, you will delay the whole project. Here you look at here, I set that the deadline, sorry, the structured time to complete the project is 15 days. Okay, the 15 days. So if you delay any of A, C, E, G, and H, it will lead to the delay of the whole project. It means that you need more days to complete the project than 15 days. Nếu các bạn delay cái critical part, delay một trong những cái critical step trong cái critical part, bạn sẽ làm delay cái project. Tất nhiên. Okay, so it's obvious because you see that in the critical step you have no spare time. If you delay, it's lead to the delay of the whole project. Obvious. But how about if I said that I can I delay F without the delay of whole project class? Can I delay F without the delay of the whole project? If I delay F less than 6 days, it will not affect the deadline of the project, the shortest time that the project will be done, right? Because the slack of F is 6. Hello, are you alive, class?
Unknown caller.
Okay. Similar, we have step B and D. You can delay B up to 1 day and you can delay D up to 1 day without effect to the project. Okay. So I think that because we try to explain everything in English, so maybe it's take more time. Okay. So it's okay for today. Let's continue in the next week. So any problem here, class? So to be prepared for the next class, you need to get you more practice on how to draw the bus CBM with earliest and latest time. Okay. You can start the next lecture without the revision on this lecture today. Giờ các bạn về nhà các bạn cố gắng vẽ lại cái bảng này ha, vẽ lại cái này, coi lại cái bài của cô làm. Có thể làm thêm một vài bài trong sách dễ. Thì tuần tới chúng ta mới có thể tiếp tục. Cô nói sao thì tin vậy. Nếu mà tuần tới mà các bạn còn lấn về cái này, đảm bảo các bạn không thể nào đi tiếp được với cô. Thì là cái the whole chapter theo nó sẽ disrupt hoàn toàn luôn. Cái này nó không
cô
nè, yeah.
Nãy cô kêu là cái step F của cô delay 6 ngày á,
Yeah.
là mình delay từ cái mốc 4 ngày hay là từ cái mốc 10 ngày á cô? Cái start á, là early start hay là latest start đó cô?
Between. Trang ơi, it's between. Trang ơi, cái thời gian sớm nhất để bắt đầu là ngày 4, thời gian trễ nhất để bắt đầu là ngày 10. Đó là lý do tại sao cô bảo là có thể delay tới 6 ngày. Tại vì đó 6 ngày chính là khoảng cách từ ngày 4 tới ngày 10. Hiểu không?
Nhưng mà cái đó em hiểu cô, nhưng mà nếu vậy thì nếu mà delay sau cái khoảng ngày 10 thì nó sẽ ảnh hưởng đến cái project luôn chứ.
Sao vậy? Nếu mà nó bắt đầu từ ngày 10 ấy, đúng không? Nó bắt đầu từ ngày 10 thì nó kết thúc vào ngày 13. Và nếu nó kết thúc vào ngày 3 thì nó có thể bắt đầu cái task H vào ngày 13 tới ngày 15 luôn. Nó vẫn đâu có effect gì. Nhưng mà nếu mình delay hơn 6 ngày, mình bắt đầu từ ngày 11 chẳng hạn, đúng không? Là delay 7 ngày rồi. Lầy quá, delay bắt đầu từ ngày 11 thì tới ngày 14 mình mới xong. 14 mình mới xong thì chắc chắn là ngày 14 mình mới có thể bắt đầu cái hoạt động H. H diễn ra trong 2 ngày. Như vậy mình sẽ kết thúc vào ngày 16. Trong khi đó đáng lẽ ra mình nên kết thúc vào ngày 15.
Ý em là đó cô.
Thì cô hỏi delay, cô nói là delay 6 ngày á. Ở đâu ra 6 ngày? Là ở cái điểm starting point với lại cái ending, cái earliest với lại cái latest của chúng ta, giữa 4 với 10 là khoảng cách là 6 ngày này. Như vậy cái thời gian, cái F ấy, cái mô tả của cái step F là như thế nào? Công việc F được mô tả như sau. Bạn có thể bắt đầu sớm nhất vào ngày 4 và trễ nhất vào ngày 10 để cái project của chúng tôi không bị delay, không bị hoàn thành vượt quá chỉ tiêu 15 ngày. Thì giữa cái thời gian sớm nhất và cái thời gian trễ nhất là cái thời gian mà mình có thể lầy á. Lầy trong 6 ngày từ ngày 4 đến ngày 10 ấy.
Dạ được rồi cô.
Chứ lầy sau ngày 10 là thôi rồi. In ask why you put the red. Okay. Don't ask me why I put the red one. I put the red circle around the 15 days because I said that when you finish the second floor, okay, don't wait until you finish the third floor. When you finish the second floor, you see here, you get the 15, okay. 15 is the shortest time to complete this project. I circle 15 because maybe I will ask you in the final exam that question A. Tell me, what is the shortest time to complete the project? I don't ask you to draw me CVM or bird. I don't ask you. But if you try to answer the question A, you have to draw bird CVM. And you can draw only the second floor. Okay? And when you get the final point, when you get the 15 here, you will give me the conclusion that 15 days is the shortest time to complete the project. Is it okay, Tuấn ơi? Huy Anh asked me, do we have the midterm grade yet? As I promised you that we will have the midterm before today, right? Yes. I already gave Khánh the paper to mark, but Khánh has some problem. So you need to wait, I think, a couple of days, maybe 2 days, I think. Being asked me that optimist time and pessimist time is given or you have to calculate. It's given, me ơi. I will give you the optimist, pessimistic, and most likely. You have to apply the formula to calculate the expected time. Tại vì cô scan mời cho anh Khánh chấm. Nhưng mà cái đường link mà vô bài nó bị expire mất rồi. Nên là bây giờ cô phải chạy lên trường, cô lấy bài để cô scan lại một lần nữa. Cho anh Khánh chấm, nên là chắc là khoảng 2 ngày nữa là có điểm nha. Tại vì cuối tuần vừa rồi cô đi công tác ở Hà Nội nên là cô không thể scan bài cho anh Tuấn được. Nên là nó mới dẫn tới sự chậm trễ, nên là các bạn thông cảm nha. Any other question? It's not difficult, class. Believe me, it's not difficult. You just need more practice. The real difficult is the sensitivity in chapter 7. Is the real difficult. But this one, just practice. Chúng ta có những cái vấn đề trong toán học và trong tính toán mà nó được gọi là khó thực sự, có nghĩa là các bạn phải có khả năng các bạn mới làm được. Còn cái này nó chỉ cần practice thôi các bạn, chỉ cần practice thôi, dễ mà. Cái sensitivity nó mới thực sự là nó khó, thì cái đó thì maybe chắc là không cho các bạn đâu. Còn cái này thì các bạn phải làm, không luyện tập là sai á. Dù cái bạn thông minh nhất cũng sẽ sai. Any other question? If you find it's a little bit, you also confusing about this one, you can revisit my Wednesday and Thursday class for Vietnamese version. Nếu mà các bạn vẫn muốn nghe cái phiên bản tiếng Việt của cái này thì thăm cái lớp thứ tư và thứ năm. Không phải tuần này cô đã dạy xong rồi. Tuần này sẽ, tại vì lớp thứ tư và thứ năm học xa hơn, học trước các bạn một bài, nên là bây giờ các bạn coi lại thì các bạn coi lại cái record, chứ các bạn đừng nghĩ là các bạn thứ tư các bạn đi học thì các bạn sẽ được học lại bài này. Không, các bạn đã học tiếp rồi, nên là coi lại record thì coi lại tuần trước nha.
Dạ, cảm ơn cô.
Mà tôi thấy tôi giảng tiếng Anh cũng được mà mấy em. Ok vậy. Oh, okay. Any other question? See you next week. I think we had to put more effort on the next week before next week will be a trouble. A lot of problem in the next week. So bye bye. See you next week.
Bye bye, miss. See you.